Now then, is Christmas really Christmas without music from our next guest? He's been the king of the festive charts for more than 6 decades with 4 Christmas #1s to his name.
Now, after nearly 20 years, Sir Cliff Richard is back with a new Yuletide collection, Christmas with Cliff. But before we ask him all about it, let's take a listen back to some of those Christmas hits.
I want you for my own.
He is calling you on the Savior's Day. Sing with one voice, let the people sing. Holy, holy, holy night. Hear the angels singing loud. Unto us a child is born, Jesus, the heart of Christmas.
And Cliff joins us now. How lovely to see
So
you.
lovely.
Good to see you too.
Welcome
Do you know,
back.
looking at these stats, the only artist in the world to achieve top 5 albums in 8 consecutive decades in the United Kingdom. That's 21.5 million singles, subsequently ranking you as the 3rd top-selling artist in the country behind Elvis Presley and the Beatles. You are currently in a battle with Stormzy at the top of the charts.
I know. Well, you know, nothing ever seemed to be possible in the early days. You know, we were written off of one-hit wonders. So we lived from day to day, week to week, month to month. When I was told that I'd had a top 5 album in 8 consecutive decades, in fact, my feet have not touched the ground since, because you can't plan that. And then, of course, I didn't think that, look, next year's my 65th year. And here I am in the charts with the most popular artist of the decade, and I'm able to still compete. So I'm just really happy about it. And I don't know Stormzy at all. And I just made the best, I was going to say made the best man win, but I'm not saying it just in case he does win.
It's lovely, actually, because when you look back at what an incredible career that's been, but even just within your life, one of our producers asked you, was there anything you would tell your younger self looking back? And I loved your answer, because you said you wouldn't change a thing, because everything you learned from.
Yeah, it's also the fact that, you know, even when you see the films that it goes back to the future and all that stuff,
Yeah.
what happens is that everything that you are today, and if it's good, and for me it's been the most fantastic career, I could never have dreamed of sitting here talking to you about the things we're talking about. So it's, for me, if I change anything in the past, the chances are that thing will come back in and change something else.
Yes.
And I'm really happy with who I am, what I am, where I am, what I do. So I wouldn't change anything. I'd say go ahead, keep
With
going.
all of those successes and all of those incredible stats, this is the Christmas with Cliff is your new Christmas album.
Yeah.
Your first Christmas album in 19 years. So why has it taken you so long, knowing how successful and how synonymous you are with Christmas?
Yeah, but it never struck me. Once we had that huge Christmas album and I think 4 #1s at Christmas, everybody thinks I own Christmas. I don't. But everybody releases records like Stormzy's really... This is the time to sell records. So I just feel that this is the right time, because I have a company. I used to work for EMI, now I'm with Warner Music, and they wanted me to do a Christmas album. They sent me a massive... I didn't realise how many choices there are of the old stuff.
Yeah.
So I chose 9, and I said, if I can find some new ones, are you happy with that? They said, OK. And they agreed with the 3 new ones that are on there. And so it felt right again, because Christmas does come every year, and, you know, you could become a bore.
Never you, never you. So one of the new ones, though, is Heart of Christmas.
Yes.
And the moment you heard that, you were like, that's the one.
Yes, you know, you can't really say... I wouldn't believe anybody that would say, I knew that was going to be #1. No, you know, going back to when I was with the Shadows, we would get a record, or they would write one for me, and we'd record it and say, sounds like a hit. Now, in those days, a hit was anything in the top 20.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be 15 in the charts and sell 250,000 records. So that's how I look at it. I just listened to it and I thought, oh,
Sounds
this
good,
could
yeah.
be a hit. And in the end, the public make up their mind who and what they want to buy.
The thing is, though, also, Christmas, yes, you want to get to #1, that's the big one of the year. But for you, this time of the year is important not just because of #1s. I mean, it's your faith. It gives you a chance to sing about your faith.
Well, it's made it easier to sing about my faith. But as I've got older, I've realised, you know, probably most of the people in Britain don't necessarily believe about Jesus and God or whatever. But you know what? I taught myself that, look, I read books, really exciting books where people are getting killed and all sorts of things. I've loved it. I don't believe it, but I love it. So if you can allow yourself to love Christmas, Christmas tends to bring out the best in everybody. I've been telling people that sometimes when I lived in an estate in Surrey, I had to get out on a T-junction. I couldn't, in a weekday, I could never get out there. Christmas time, somebody stop and go. And there's something about Christmas that can touch any heart. Doesn't matter what you believe or what you don't believe. It's just such a beautiful time of the year. And people do seem to become better by it.
And you are off on tour?
I'm going to tour next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's when you're doing about 8 shows, I think. Well, it's 8 shows.
Yeah.
I think the days of me going on tour for 6 months are way behind me. It's so terrifying to be on tour for lengths of time because you never know what day you're going to wake up and that's not going to work.
Oh, gosh,
So doing 8 days is I'm pretty confident that I'll be able to sing my way right the way through and not let anybody down.
You will never retire, though. You say that you might stop, but you'll never retire.
Yeah, I thought retirement... we've all known artists who retire. Well, guess what? They make 4 or 5 comebacks. And every time I hear of someone making a comeback, I'm thinking, they've run out of money. So I don't want anybody to say that about me. So I thought, if I stop, it means I could stop working for a couple of years and then phone my management group and say, how about the Albert Hall for a couple of weeks or something like that, you know, and then come and enjoy myself and meet the fans again. So that's my ideal. But who
You've
knows?
still got the calendar.
Oh, well, I still make the calendar, yeah. I mean, last year we had a success with the calendar that was shot on my iPhone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a friend of mine had a niece who's quite arty. She went out in New York and found places, and we took photographs, and it was #1. So this year the pictures are taken by fans.
You've got your shirt on this time.
Pardon?
You've got your shirt on this time.
I got my shirt.
You kept your shirt on.
Oh.
Because they were
Some of
quite
the calendars
topless. They were
have
like,
my
over the
shirt.
years, there have been many topless ones.
People said, oh, he said he wasn't going to take his shirt off last year, but he did. I did. I was in the flipping swimming pool. go in with the shirt on.
That's true. That's true.
This is the album. Can I ask you a favour?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing at Christmas, but you are renowned for your gravy. Would you come in, if you can find time, over when we're on over Christmas?
Yeah.
Would you come in and maybe make the gravy for us?
Yeah, sure, I can do that.
OK,
Yeah.
good. There we are. then.
Lovely.
In which case,
Thank
if you say yes to that, I'll show this. And that's Cliff's album, Christmas with Cliff.
Yeah.
First Christmas album in 19 years.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Right.